We live in a world that is just defined by some stunning, almost unbelievable contradictions. It's a tale of two worlds, really, happening at the same time, and it's shaping the future of an entire generation. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down how this is even possible.
So get this. On one side of the planet, the main struggle is against excess. We're talking a full-blown epidemic of childhood obesity. And on the other side, a desperate fight against emptiness, severe malnutrition, and even starvation. I mean, how can that be? How can we have two totally opposite crises hitting kids at the very same time? It doesn't seem to make sense, right?
Okay, so let's start with the first world, the world of excess. On the surface, yeah, it seems like a world of convenience, of abundance. But if you look just a little bit deeper, you find a pretty devastating story about the hidden costs of our modern lives. So what's behind all this? Well, if you think about it, kids' lives have changed a lot. Physical activity, like playing outside, it's been replaced by screen time. Nutritious, home-cooked meals have been swapped out for super convenient, high-calorie, processed foods. And this whole thing is put on overdrive by really aggressive marketing that targets kids directly, through their apps, their games, on TV. It's created this powerful trend that governments and health advocates are, frankly, having a really hard time fighting back against.
And this quote, man, this really just hits the nail on the head. We're way past the point of just an occasional treat here. For so many children, their diet is now made up almost entirely of processed, high-calorie foods that are just packed with sugar and saturated fats. It's a total shift in what daily nutrition even looks like.
And the consequences? Well, they're pretty scary. These kids are staring down a future with serious health problems like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And these are illnesses that maybe a generation ago you would never see in a child. We're literally seeing adult diseases in young kids.
All right, now I want you to just completely flip that picture in your head. Let's talk about that other world, the tragically different one. This is the world of emptiness, where the daily struggle isn't about what you're going to eat, but if you're going to eat at all. In developing nations, the story is just so tragically different. It's not a fight against too many calories. It's a desperate daily fight for survival itself. Often this is happening in places already dealing with conflict or the chaos of climate change. So why? Why is this still a thing in our modern world? Well, it's not one simple reason. It's like a perfect storm of really terrible factors. You have conflict and climate change that just wipe out farms and supply lines. And even when aid is available, you've got washed out roads, active war zones, political roadblocks, all creating this tragic bottleneck that stops food from getting to the people who need it the most. And that brings us to this quote, which honestly points to the most infuriating part of all of this. This is a preventable tragedy. This is not a problem of scarcity. We have the food. This is a catastrophic failure of our systems, of our international cooperation, and our infrastructure. Okay, so when you put these two realities side by side, the excess and the emptiness, you've got to ask the big question here. Are we really looking at two separate problems, or are these just two different symptoms of the exact same disease, a single, deeply broken global system? And this is where this idea of the global food system comes in. It's basically the giant, complex web that gets food from where it's grown to all of us. And all the evidence is pointing to one thing. That system is failing. It's failing spectacularly, and it's creating both of these crises at the exact same time. Let's just be real for a second. We as a planet produce enough food to feed every single person. Period. The fact that millions are starving while others are literally suffering from eating too much, that's not a supply problem. It's a distribution problem. It is, as the source material puts it, a moral failing. So how does the system actually fail? Well, it's a pretty simple but devastating chain reaction. Step 1, we make more than enough food for everybody. Step 2, we completely fail to share it fairly. And the result, step 3, is this dual crisis we've been talking about, a world of both excess and emptiness. So with a problem this big, this systemic, how on earth do we even measure if we're making progress? Well, the source suggests a really simple but powerful benchmark. We just need to look at the health of our children. And I love this idea. It's so powerful. Forget the stock market, forget GDP. The true measure of how well we're doing as a global community is the health of our kids. Are they nourished? Are they healthy? I mean, that really tells us everything we need to know. But look, fixing something this broken isn't just going to happen on its own. The direction we go in the next few decades really hinges on one thing: whether we can get together the political will and the financial resources to completely overhaul this fractured system. And that really leaves us with the final big question we all have to grapple with. How do we close this gap? How do we build a world where the next generation can actually flourish, instead of the one we have now, which is just full of preventable suffering? The answer to that question is going to define all of our futures.